Good morning. Okay, we're going to do a quick review of how to find factors for a number. We talked about this last week. So if I'm looking for factors, I'm looking for what numbers will multiply together to get a certain number. So if I want to find the factors of the number 10, I'm going to ask myself, can I take 1 times something to get 10? 1 is always going to be a factor, so I know 1 is going to be a factor. And I'm going to take 1 times 10 to get 10, so 10 is also going to be a factor, okay? Then I'm just going to go up in the order, okay? So I've got 1, I'm going to go to 2. I know that if it's an even number, I can always divide it by 2. So I know 2 is going to be a factor because I can take 2 times 5 to get 10. So 2 and 5 are both factors. 3, I know if I would check my multiplication grid, if I'd go to the 3, go over, 10's not going to be anywhere there. And neither is 4. So my 4 factors of 10 are going to be 1, 2, 5, and 10. Okay? If I have a number like 23, I always know that the number 1 is going to be a factor because if I took 1 times 23, I'm going to get 23. But the weird thing about 23 is there's no other factors. I can't take any other number times another number to get the number 23. So my only factors are going to be 1 and 23. If we tried the number 8, okay, like I said before, the one number I'm always going to be able to have as a factor is going to be 1, because I can always take 1 times something to get a number. Even if it's 157, I can take 1 times 157. 1 times 8 is going to give me 8. I know 2, since this is an even number, 2 is going to be a factor. And if I take 2 times 4, I'm going to get a number. And the only number I'm missing in between here is 3, but I can't take 3 times anything to get 8. So it's not a factor. So my factors will be 1, 2, 4, and 8. On your activity sheet for finding factors, it's going to look like this. Okay? It's got a bunch of factor problems. This is even easier than what I just went over with you. All it wants me to do is find 2 factor pairs for 16. The easy, off the bat one that I told you, I can always take 1 times something. So figure that one out first. 1 times what is going to give me 16? I know one group of 16 will give me 16. Now, how it says different in my directions, that means I cannot just flip it and call it good. I can't take 1 times 16, 16 times 1. Challenge yourself a little bit, see if you can find something else that I can get to 16 with. Then the next one says find 3 factor pairs for the number 40. That means 3 different things I can take by each other to get the number 40. So, if I wanted to do, I know this is an even number, so it means I can always take it by 2. So I'm going to take 2 times 20 to get 40. Once again, this is also a different one. Do not just flip those. You need to find 3 different sets of numbers. There's plenty of them for you to use. The last one will be 3 factor pairs for the number 20. If I think to myself, if it ends in a 0 or a 5, I know 5 is always going to be a factor. So I'm going to take 5, and I know 5 times 4 gives me 20. This is 1 factor pair. I cannot just flip it. Think of 2 other factor pairs. Don't forget that easy one that I always know is a factor of every single number. Okay? Then it's going to challenge you a little bit more. It wants you to pick a number. This can be any number in the world. Okay? If I pick the number 177, all I have to do is pick a factor pair for that. If I want to take it easy, I'm just going to take 1 times 177. It's going to give me 177. See if you can challenge yourself to find an even harder one than what I just did. Okay? Your secret word that you can write on the bottom of your page for some extra pennies is baloney. B-O-L-O-G-N-A. Don't tell your friends. Make them watch the video. Let me know if you have any questions.